Hello, my name is Clarissa Shepard-Hayes, and I'm going to show a couple of standing bar moves that you can incorporate in maybe your control class, your bar class, and something simple and easy to do. All right, so I'm going to slide my mat a little closer. And I like to sometimes do standing footwork, excuse me, at the ballet bar. So I have their arms fully extended out. I ask them to roll their shoulders down and back a couple of times, just to warm up. And then I ask them to have their feet facing straight ahead. And then I say press your big toe, pinky and heel toe down. And then we start by elevating or relevating, or doing releve, spreading the toes. We sit down in the chair, we rise up, and this would serve as your footwork, toes in parallel. We do one arm on or both arms on, dealer's choice. And then from here, I may ask them to do calf raises, so they lower their heels and they lift. Rolling through the ankle joint. Again, big toe mound, pinky toe mound and heel, really pushing down and activating. One more. And then we go right into running or prancing, rolling through the feet. You can always find an underhand grip too. Sometimes an underhand grip is really good for opening up the shoulders. And then we place the heels down. Now, for arches, it can get a little bit tricky. So what I ask my clients to do is scrunch up their feet. All right, so really curl the toes. Arms are onto the bar. We sink down and we come up. It just starts to activate your arches a little bit more. I'm gonna switch to an underhand grip. And then we'll do heels, so you ask them to lift their toes and sink down, push to the heels and come up. Great way to warm up the back of the legs. One more. Perfect. Then we shake it out. Then on occasion, you know, this is you facing the bar, this is side facing. So I use terms like forward facing, side facing, back facing. Those are the three terms that I like to use. So then we'll go to side facing here. All right. We'll start in first position. All right. We come down, bending our knees, the heels go elevate. We come up, come down, and come up. This is like a classic bar move that you can incorporate after maybe you do a little bit of that standing bar work. You can even add in the arm, out, pull in, out, pull in, right? You can even add in some abduction here of the shoulder, up and down, coming into like your fifth position if you're familiar with ballet. I'm not too familiar with it, but I know enough. And then I'll ask my clients to put their hands onto their hips, knees touch and open. Really fun to do with a stability ball if you have one. It's a really nice one. And then we might add little mini pulses. Then you rise up and place the feet down. Then I might have them step out into a plie and step in. Step out, step in. Now when you step out, you can go up. Couple different options here. Just make sure that when you do your plie, let's pause here and talk about that. The knee is tracking with like you have the middle of the foot or the ankle. Your bottom's not sticking out. In fact, you have a slight posterior tilt of the pelvis, so you can target the inner thighs because that's what this is for, right? So then after that, if I wanted to progress my client, I could have them do a knee raise, plie to knee raise, plie to knee raise, and this can all be incorporated in a warm-up, or it can be part of your workout. Okay? Then we turn, all right? I'll then have them maybe take one foot back, tuck the tailbone under, front leg forward, roll the shoulders back. We now go into some lunges. So now we're standing facing the ballet bar. Once again, I can have them come all the way down, or I can have them come halfway down and up, halfway down and up. Now just make sure the back toes are all pressing into the mat, so you work on some foot mobility. Again, you can find that underhand grip. And then sometimes when I'm here, when we're in that lunge and underhand grip, I have them do a little bicep curl, straighten. Bicep curl to straighten. There we go. One more. And then rise all the way up. Lower your heel. Then you can kind of do like a split stance push up. Come down and up. Also a great way for stretching out their calf, kind of like calf lengthening as well. One more. And bend their elbows. Take that front leg, bend it, stretch it back, pull it forward. Stretch it back, pull it forward. So again, I'm working on some hip mobility here too. So I'm in like a plank almost with some foot movements. And then I'll rise all the way up. And I'll step forward. Now I'll do some moves standing, facing away from the ballet bar here. So you can have them put their hands onto the bar here, knee raise. Alternating knee raise is always a good one to do. It's also a great way to open up the shoulders. Now it depends on the width of your bar. You can even do bicycle legs here. Bicycle. Alternating bicycle as well. Standing up super tall. Last 2 and 1. Stand in your first position, also known as your Pilates V. Lift the heels, bend down, sliding the arms out and in. They're gonna naturally slide. But then if you don't have that, bring one arm forward, the other arm forward. You can do it right here. You can go up and down, up and down, up and down, and relax. I'll go back to stand facing side. All right, when I'm doing anything that requires some hip abduction and lean on the bar, a couple of housekeeping tips. My elbow and forearm are in the same alignment here. I have a slight pivot at a 45-degree angle, so my belly button is facing my fingertips, not facing my forearm, facing my fingertips so my hip can be nice and open. All right, I lean into the bar and I really dig my elbow deep, and then I extend one leg out and in. There's a bunch of moves you can do here. The more upright you are, I would find a little bit easier. The more out, it's a little bit harder. It requires a lot more stability in the oblique. So you're finding that nice length, pushing through that standing leg, and see how my leg goes a little bit higher, but this does require more strength in my shoulder. You can do circles while you're here, right? You can do, I like to do elbow to knee. It's one of my go-tos when I'm teaching, right? Then I do some hip circles to open up and around. Also maybe called like open gates, right? And then I extend my leg out. I could do a curtsy, kick, front, kick. So I could do a back curtsy, kick, front curtsy, kick. Not quite a curtsy in the front, but I think you get the gist of it. You're still working that inside leg, right? And then relax. For some arm work, kind of taking it back to Pilates, if you're familiar with the ladder barrel, it's like a one-arm push. Come down and push up in case you need some upper body and you don't have weights, right? It's a good one to do. You can come down and hold, little arabesque, take your right forearm forward, left leg back, hold it, and then knee to elbow in. Arabesque, pull it in. Arabesque, pull it in. And then relax. All right, so now I'm standing facing the belly bar once again. We'll be in a plank, roll your shoulders back, little leg pull front. Rock back, rock forward, switch. Rock back, rock forward, switch. And you're zipping up the jeans. This also gives you that little extra calf raise here too. There you go. And relax. So those are just a couple of moves that I traditionally do in my control classes or when I'm teaching a bar class, because I teach bar for bar above, and I teach control classes, and I'm a bar above with Pilates Focus Master Trainer. Those are some of my go-to standing work that I do. Now you might be wondering, how many reps and different things should you do? So I like to teach to music, so I teach to that 32 count, that 8 count, boom, 8 count, boom, boom, boom. So I would say somewhere between 8, 16, 24, or 32. Really up to you if you are counting the music. If not, I'd stay somewhere between 8 to 16 reps for each move before you move on, just so people can get that repetition and really start to feel their muscles activate, because I just feel like only doing a little bit of reps isn't enough, especially since a lot of times in our control classes, our bar class, you're using your own body weight. So your body is something that you carry 24/7. So you might as well maximize the effort and get the most out of it. With that being said, I hope that you enjoyed this nice little TED Talk that I had talking about bar and control classes at Pilates. Feel free to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Take care. Bye-bye.